Hi, so today we came out to the Menden Cemetery to visit my brother, and I'm going to talk about comparing myself to who I was before my TBI versus after, and just a couple of different ways, because there's no way to remember all of them, especially if you have a TBI. You're not going to remember, right? So from the very first, I needed help with walking even, or relearning different things. And that was just humiliating, only in the sense of I felt like I was 80, and here I wasn't 80. I'm not 80 yet.
Like when you would need help to remember certain words, and it was so frustrating to you because at first you would sit there and you would try to do it, but then you would just give up and get really frustrated. And eventually, like, the people that were around you would start to suggest words, but Makaira pretty much became your go-to girl. Like,
Could read my mind.
yeah, you would look to her for help, and so she would scramble to try to come up with what you might be trying to say. She got really good at it.
Yeah, she would pretty much finish my sentences for me, to the point where, like, it's been 10 years now, and she can still probably finish my sentences for me, but she's had to try and learn after all that to back off and let me finish my own sentences. It's caused a real, codependency between the both of us that we're trying to now, like, sort through. We used to go to Lake Powell every summer, and I would always do the food in the menu, and it had been a little bit, and so I made the grocery list. We went shopping, and seriously, there's no grocery store down at Lake Powell. And so we get there, and I'm starting to go through the food, and there's like half of the food is missing. And I had made a grocery list, people. I made a grocery list, and half the food was still missing. And I felt like such a complete idiot, because I never struggled with that before. What the heck? I don't even know what happened, but things like this would happen all the time. One time I made reservations for a dance competition down at a hotel, and the flight, I used to do this all the time. Well, I made it for the wrong week, the whole wrong week. I don't know what happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was for Oireachtas. Anyway, so, and another time was, we were test driving a boat, and this was, I don't know how long after the accident. It had to have been a while, because I broke 2 vertebrae in my neck, and I didn't want to, like, antagonize any of that, but got in this boat that we were test driving, whatever you want to call it, and started bouncing, and it was just awful. And I just bawled, because I thought, I'm never going to be able to ride in a boat again, ever. And I just cried. And I was always comparing myself to who I was before, even though everyone told me, don't do that, don't do that. How do you not? How do you not do that?
Yep.
Yeah. And another thing that I would compare myself on was my computer work, because I ran all of my dance business by myself, and I would answer all the emails, and I would put up things on our, what do you call those? On the Instagram and on the
Your website?
blog. What was it? It was like a blog or something. Yeah, a website or something. I'm going to go like this. And so then I had to relearn all that. I sat down, and I remember just, I couldn't get the keys to work. I couldn't get my brain to connect to my fingers. I never had an issue like that. I felt like such a loser. And then, the one thing I could rely on is I know how to correct the dancers when they're doing something wrong. And I can tell them, oh, you need to point your toes, or you need to do this, or your rhythm is off there. And when they would dance, I couldn't get it out of my mouth fast enough, and the whole dance would be over, and I'd just be so frustrated at myself.
Yeah, because dancing's been a part of your life since I was just young. I remember dancing for you in parades, and so that would be second nature to you. That would be something that you could count on for muscle memory to do right and count on. So I can't even imagine how frustrating that would be.
So the whole thing is, everyone would say, not to all the doctors, all the therapists, all the psychiatrist people, don't compare yourself to who you were before. You know what I think would be healthy? This is what me and her good friend Lanny, we thought we should do, and we still might do it, and then we're going to just broadcast it. And if Lanny doesn't want to do it with me, I'm just going to have to do it alone. We're just going to have a funeral for our old selves, because I think this would be healthy, actually, because really you are starting over with some of these head injuries, and it's maybe a good start. You just start over.
And kind of mourn who you wanted to be and the things you wanted from life and
who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And then realize that, and then other people around us, I mean, there's a pressure there too, because they don't understand and they're not in our heads and they don't know what's frustrating us either. And so there's a whole level of that going on that I haven't even touched on, because not only am I frustrated in my own head, I see that other people around me are maybe walking on broken glass and they don't know how to react to me. And those are just the people that are close to me that know what I've been through. And then I have people that don't even know I have a brain injury, and they just see me like stumble for words or whatever, and they don't know that I have a struggle or a disability. And then I have to educate people, and I don't like to do that. So
no, because it's embarrassing and it's humiliating.
Humiliating is the good word of the day. Anyway, thanks, and please comment and let me know what you are struggling with so we can touch on that too. Thanks.